that I am, let's see. Yeah, I'm live. I'm live on the TikTok. I am live on the Book of Faces and the Tube of You on this Sacred Sunday. Oh my goodness, so excited about that. Let me adjust my camera just a little, just a little. There we go. All right, y'all. So, welcome to Sacred Sunday with me, Reiki Master Allison. Do me a favor and go ahead and hit the share button. Share, share, share. Sharing is caring. Don't just keep me to yourself. Don't just keep me to yourself. If you are blessed on Sacred Sunday with the words that I speak, then you owe it to pay it forward by inviting others to be part of it. Now, they get to choose whether they want to be, but you do need to, that's the seed that you can sow. Okay, that's how I get my offerings. And no, I won't say no to actual offerings, because that's happened too. Somebody cash app me one day because they were like, "You blessed me with that word, sis, and what is your cash app?" And I quickly sent it to them. I was like, and they blessed me with the love offering. So I will always, I will never turn down money. Will never turn down money. But I'm not asking anybody for money. I'm just asking for shares and your engagement. That's it. That's all I ask for. All right. So we have a very interesting topic today. Let me get my notes pulled up in front of me, and we're going to jump into this message. And of course, I'm going to pull a card to get the party started. Hold on a second. I had to restart my computer because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do, and it was holding stuff up. So everything's good. We're good. So let's go ahead and pull a card. We are going to pull from the Faces of Oshun deck by Abiola Abrams. I say this all the time, but I cannot over stress this. I did not anticipate loving this deck as much as I do. I didn't. I really did not. I didn't think that I was going to love this deck so much, but I freaking love this deck so much. It has not steered me wrong at all. So if you don't have it and you pull cards, go get it. Go get it. Because it's a good deck. It's a really good deck. All right, y'all. So we're going to pull from Faces of Oshun. Let me give a good shuffle duffle here. And then I will tell you what our topic is. Actually, let me go on and tell you what our topic is. That way we can kind of set the tone. All right. Okay. So today's topic, I want you to think about these three words. And oh my God, Stevie Wonder just popped in my head. Y'all know everything is a song for me. Everything. But when you hear the word fire, power, and sovereignty, what do you think about? I want you to just kind of let that marinate for a minute. How does it feel in your body when you think about those three words as it relates to your journey? All right. So let's go ahead. Everybody, point your intentions, point your good vibes, your love, everything, so we can pull a card for the collective that will resonate within the message that we have for today, within what we need for this week. All right. So shuffle duffle. Thank you for getting the likes over 1,000. See how much further we can take it. All right. I love it. I love to see it. Oshun of harmonic balance. Oshun of harmonic balance. Look at the beauty in that card. Oshun of harmonic balance. Yes. Harmony, inner peace, and synchronicity. Harmony, inner peace, and synchronicity. And for our numerologist, that is card number 9. Card number 9. So let's see. Please take a seat. No wonder you feel off. You are. You need to restore your equilibrium, whether it's between work and play, giving and receiving, or your emotional and rational self. You are a bit off kilter. Oshun of harmonic balance appears when there's a need for restoration and alignment in your life. She invites you to take a step back and assess where the imbalances lie. Are you giving more than you are receiving? Or maybe the other way around? Are your mind and heart at odds with each other? This goddess encourages you to find your center by understanding that balance is not about choosing one over the other, but about integrating them. So, I want to give you the affirmation. I move in harmony with the divine, embracing peace and balance. I move in harmony with the divine, embracing peace and balance. So, I love that that card came up because it does lead into what we're going to be talking about today. So, we're going to be talking about, fire, power, sovereignty. Now, you may be asking, why those words? Why that? Well, this is a reclamation for Black women and women of color who are 40 and over. This is something very important. I'm going to move my camera. I hope I don't make everything fall. But I had to push that back a little bit because it was a little in my face. All right. So today I want to speak to the deeper meaning of those three words. Um, and this is something that Spirit has been sitting with me, and I've been sitting with Spirit for a while now for fire, power, and sovereignty. And what they mean specifically for Black women and women of color who are 40 and over. This is about remembering. The interesting thing about this is the way this last year or so for myself, me, has been as it relates to the work that I do as far as being a published writer, which my book will be out soon. You can pre order it now for Kindle. Just saying, just saying. But the alignment between this book and the teachings that I've been giving, um, the readings that I've been giving, let me tell you, the readings that I have been giving for, or that I had given for the My Sacred Year reading and planning sessions that I did in December and the first part of January, all aligned in their own way, um, specifically around these topics. It's me, Lee. Hey, sis. Yay. I'm so happy to see you here. Um, so yeah, those have been things that have just been coming up. So let's talk about fire for just a minute. So let's talk about fire as a life force and not related to burnout. Hey, Goddess Naylin. So here's some points about fire. Our fire, meaning the fire within us, historically has been extracted and not honored. Thank you for the daily heart me. We were taught to use our fire to hold our families together, to be strong for everyone else, and to keep going no matter what the cost, right? So then that in turn made our fire become more about burnout than it was about our passion within us. So, fire is the creative life force. It's like when you start feeling something in your inner knowing about your purpose, about what it is that you are here to do, even if you don't know specifics, because oftentimes we don't know specifics. But it's like when you're on the brink of breakthrough and creation, that fire in your belly becomes very strong, right? And you start to feel passionate about something. And it's like, I have to birth this. This has to be something that I get to put my hands in and be part of and co-create with spirit. So when you start feeling that, you realize that fire is the creative force. So let me just put it energetically, because as you see the chakra tapestry behind me. So when we're looking at the the lower chakras, let's just talk about them. So you see the yellow and you see the orange. Thinking about the fire. So the orange, which is the sacral, is water. Okay. The water, this is the creative space. This is the flow of creativity. This is where creativity is born, is nurtured. Um, it sits in that womb space, right? But when you go up to the solar plexus, this is where the confidence, the identity, the purpose, and the element of it is fire. So when you start getting into alignment, when you start getting into alignment with your purpose, with your calling, that fire within the solar plexus starts to activate. It starts to activate. And then when it starts to activate, then you start to align with the fire of the creative life force. Are y'all with me? Third Eye Roses, what's up, lady? Fire is passion, vision, desire, and truth. Yes, truth. The truth of who you are. Because in that solar plexus, your personal identity is there. Your personal identity, your personal power rests there. So when you start getting into alignment and you start asking spirit more and more, okay, show me the way. Where am I supposed to go with this? Take me to where it is that I'm going. And I trust that you will get me there, right? So when we start living in that alignment, we start understanding and that fire, that igniting of our passion, our vision, the desires of our hearts. And it's not even just desires of our hearts. We feel those desires very deeply, like within us, like in other parts of us. When we start to manifest, when things start to come to fruition, I remember a spiritual teacher likened it to an orgasmic experience, right? So it can be that, or you can say birthing, right? But this is what it means to have that fire within us. Happy Sunday. Glad to see you too. So, fire is meant to be warm and to illuminate us, not consume us. Not consume us. So for women who are over 40, this is a stage where fire becomes refined. We're no longer here to prove. We have nothing to prove. We got all the scars, the t shirts, the Mickey Mouse ears, all that for every experience that we've had, for every mountain that we have climbed and conquered, for every hole that someone threw us in and thought that was the end of us, we overcame it. And we have the proof. We got the stretch marks. We got the wrinkles. We got the gray hairs. We got all that. Okay. She said, not me washing my face this morning with Mickey Mouse ears. Hilarious. I love that. So here's the reflection question I want to give you for this part. Where has your fire been used for survival instead of creation? Think about that for a minute. Because again, we've been trained that our fire is supposed to take care of any and everything else except that of which we are here to do. Edgar says, I was literally doodling Mickey Mouse right before you brought him up. Oh, that is so funny. Yeah, that part. Goddess Carly, that part. Yeah. Where has your fire been used for survival instead of creation? I want y'all to journal on that today. Yeah, I'm giving homework. I give homework every sacred Sunday. Uh huh. So, so we talked about fire. Now let's talk about power. Yes, survival and paying bills. Yes, Rich Oshun Sunflower. Yes, absolutely. And you know what? We have to pay bills because long ago somebody made that shit up, right? That we have to listen. All of this stuff that we're going through and living, this has all been made up by somebody. Somebody determined that you have to pay for the land that we were created to live on. You have to pay for the water that was put in place to cleanse us, to quench our thirst, to wash our babies and our clothes and all that kind of stuff. Somebody decided this a long time ago that we're supposed to be paying somebody for the use of something that God gave us. I know that's off topic, but hey, sometimes when the words just hit me, I have to say it. And it's utter bullshit. So let's talk about it. But let's talk about power. Let's keep focused. Let's keep focused. So let's talk about power as a choice and not control. Power as a choice and not control. Instead of what? I'm journaling down. Let me go back. What has your fire been used for survival instead of creation? What has your fire been used for survival instead of creation? All right. So, again, power as a choice and not control. So, many of us were taught that power looks like over functioning, being the strong one. I got to talk to my sisters, black women. Are you in the room? Are you in the room? Being the strong one. You're welcome, goddess. Being the strong one. Carrying everything without help. Ooh, carrying everything without help. And let me just preface this here, carrying everything without help and feeling shameful and guilty for asking for help. carrying everything without help, and then feeling guilty or shameful when you ask for it. So, true power is discernment. Being able to discern what is really for me, what is working for me, and what is working against me. Discernment, who are the people who really feed my soul and spirit, and who are the energy vampires? Who are the people that are only here for a good time, but when the bad times roll through, they are out the door? Who's only using you for your light, but then as they use your light to puff up their own light, but once their light is illuminated, they ain't got no more time for you. The discernment. Power is the ability to say, this is mine, this is not. This no longer serves me. Having the power is the ability to say, this is mine. This is whatever this is within me, this is mine. I can nurture it, I can release it, right? I can build on it, I can learn from it, but this is mine. But you also have, this is not my monkey, this is not my circus. This is somebody else's drama and it's not for me to carry. A lot of us are carrying weight of things that don't belong to us, things that are ancestral, things that are communal, things that are familial. And I could go on and on and on. You're carrying energetic weight that does not belong to you. And it's now for us to have the power of discernment to understand this ain't mine. Yes, God is rich ocean, projected on us from others. Yes. So for my women 40 and plus, and listen, I know I'm speaking a lot for the women that are 40 and over, but I know there are some women in here that are not. But if it resonates with you, just rock with it. Okay? Just rock with it. Power becomes quieter, clearer, and embodied. Because when you reach that point, because for those that are watching that are not quite in your 40s yet and you got a ways to go, just know when you cross into your 40s, things start to shift. The way you look at life, the way you look at yourself, and the decisions that you start to make. Things starts changing for real, for real. And for my audience that are on the Two of You or on the Book of Faces, please come in and say hello. Don't just sit and look at me. Be part of it. I won't bite you. All right. So you get to that point in your 40s. And Lord, when you cross over into the 50 realm, which is where I am now, I am 50, you really just don't give a damn. You really just don't give a damn. It's like you've made the decision that, you know what? If they like it, I love it, but it's not me. I'm not carrying this no more. I'm not doing it no more. We also stop negotiating our needs. And this is something that, if you are a recovering people pleaser, this is key. Stop negotiating your needs. Your needs are not a negotiating thing. They're not. They're not. Because if you are not putting position people in position to negotiate their needs, they should not be putting you in that same position or making you feel guilty for going after what you need and asking for what you need. We stop explaining our boundaries. Stop explaining them. No was a complete sentence. If you've already told this person how you feel, if you've already put things out there of this is the way it is, you shouldn't have to explain it. And if somebody's putting you in position to feel like you have to explain yourself, and I don't care who they are to you, if they're your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children, whomever, you don't have to explain your boundaries. Once you've put them in place, there's no more need for explanation. It's like I've already told you what this is. Why do I have to tell you again? A truth to name out loud is power isn't loud, it's rooted. I'm going to say that again. Power is not loud, it's rooted. The most powerful people that you've ever met in your life are not loud. They don't go around announcing their power. They don't have to. They walk in, they own the room, period. That's their room. Whoever thought they owned that room, the person who truly owns the room, is their room now. That's their room now. It's kind of like when you hear somebody remake a song and they do that song so good, it's like, oh, okay, that's their song now. Because even like the great Dolly Parton said that about her song, I Will Always Love You. When it comes to Whitney Houston, she was like, oh, okay, yeah, so that's her song now. It's not mine. Dolly Parton's version is nice. Don't get it twisted, because I ride at dawn for Dolly. I'm just saying. And a lot of us black folk do. We ride at dawn for Dolly Parton. We do. But when I tell you, Whitney Houston took that song and made that song hers, there's no denying it. So here's another prompt for you, another reflective question. What would change in your life if you stopped confusing power with exhaustion? What would change in your life if you stopped confusing power with exhaustion? Meaning the exhaustion of running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to outperform, outdo, overgive, overextend. And you're confusing that with you being powerful or having power when all you're doing is exhausting yourself. So, what would change in your life if you stopped confusing power with exhaustion? Because a truly powerful thing is understanding when you need rest. Yeah. So, let's go on to the word sovereignty. Sovereignty as self trust and spiritual adulthood. Mhm. So, sovereignty means you trust yourself. There are so many women that I coach that do not trust themselves. They second guess every decision and they look for permission. You look for permission to be you. Sovereignty means you honor your inner authority. You stop outsourcing your knowing. You know. You don't need nobody to tell you what you already know. You don't. Now, sometimes we do need confirmation, so we consult with, our oracle cards. We might get a reading from somebody. But if you know, you know, you know. That's why when I give readings, I tell them, like, I'm basically just confirming what you already know to be true. I'm affirming you in these readings. I'm not predicting shit. I'm not predicting anything because that's not my lane. I let you go to a psychic person that can do the prediction stuff. That's not my lane. I get intuitive hits. I listen for what the ancestors and spirit guides are telling me. But all I'm doing is confirming and affirming you. That's it. That's what I do. And I do it with honor because it is an honor to do this. But I'm telling you stuff that you already know. So for Black women and women of color, sovereignty is ancestral. It is. It's ancestral. Our elders practiced sovereignty in quiet, embodied ways. Reclaiming it now is an act of healing and remembrance. So, us reclaiming our ancestral sovereignty is an act of healing and remembrance. Remembering who we are, reclaiming that part of ourselves. So, for women that are 40 plus, this is the age of no longer asking permission, no longer abandoning the body, and no longer betraying our intuition. Trust that inner wise woman because she knows the way. Excuse me. Sovereignty is not isolation, it's self leadership. It's not isolation. It doesn't mean you go off into a corner by yourself and you stay there and you never let anybody in and you isolate from the things that feed your spirit and your soul. This is about self leadership. This is about you leading yourself from a place of your higher self showing you the way and you allowing your higher self to show you the way. So I just finished doing the voice and vision challenge with beautiful group of women who showed up for that. And by the way, if you want the replay of it, I can send you a link. It's still free, it's still available. You can go through the Voice and Vision challenge. It's 7 days. But the point of that challenge, which is what also sparked this, they all kind of were created together. And I'm going to explain this in a minute. But in that Voice and Vision, this was the opportunity for you to have a conversation with yourself, your higher self, and the woman you're becoming. So right now, a lot of us are having that dialogue of ourselves, our higher selves, and the woman that we are becoming because we're coming out of this old way of thinking and being because it doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't resonate anymore. Hey, Nikki girl, it doesn't resonate anymore. It doesn't feel good. It feels like I have to break out of this box because this box has been containing me for far too long and I need to break out of this. I need to get out. So us starting to embrace that part is really key to our journey for this leg of our journey. Does that make sense? So here's your next reflection question. Where are you being asked to choose yourself without apology? Thank you for the daily heartbeat. Where are you being asked to choose yourself without apology? Where, what part of your life? What is something in your life that has been begging you to choose you because it's time for you to do it? And you can do it without apologizing for it. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop apologizing for the talent, the gift, and everything that you have. Stop apologizing for that. So let's bring, oh, my nose starting to itch. Let's bring all of this together. So fire gives us energy. Power gives us direction. And sovereignty gives us authority. And I'm going to say this, it's not that they necessarily give this to us because we already had those things. It's again about remembering. The fire reminds us of our energy. The power is reminding us of our direction. The sovereignty reminds us of our authority. Because we have the authority to speak over our lives. One thing about, being a Christian, when I read my Bible, the power of life and death rests within your tongue, that is a very true statement. This is why I constantly tell people, be careful about what you say about yourself to yourself, because so you say it, it is so. So if you're constantly saying how broke you are, how broken you are, how are a failure and you just can't seem to get it right, it's the more you keep saying it, the more you keep making that so. The more you keep speaking down to yourself, to your vision, to your inner power, strength, fire, the more you make it so. So, together, these three things allow us to create alignment and not live in survival mode. So, fire, power, and sovereignty help us to create alignment and create in alignment, and not from a place of survival. Goddess Chantel. So, this is why so many women are being called to create differently in this season. A lot of this was showing up again in those readings. And I'm thinking about opening that back up because we're at the beginning of the year. I'm thinking about keeping that offering open for the month of January. So we'll see how that goes. But this is why a lot of women are being called to create differently in this season. So everything that you were doing in the last season, it's not working no more. So stop trying to make it work because it's not. It's not. And it's on purpose. It's on purpose that it's not working. The stuff that used to be like, yeah, I can just do this and I'll just spit this out and do this real quick and bibbity bobbity boo, everything is cool, but it's not working no more. And you're noticing that. You're like, this ain't working for me no more. This doesn't even feel right anymore. Why is that? Because you're being called to do things differently, to move differently, think differently. So we're doing things differently, not from depletion, but from partnership with spirit. Partnership with spirit. So, those three words are significant to me because I created fire, power, and sovereignty. And this is a sacred initiation into cosmic alignment. So, this that I have available now is a year long container, and it is um, centered around the lunar cycles. We'll say that. So there's energy work, there's readings, ritual, and rest. Rest is part of it because if we're going to do this for a year, we got to incorporate rest in there. We can't just keep going, 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 going. We got to give ourselves that ability to rest. Yes, fire, power, and sovereignty. So we begin in February, and this is designed specifically for women who are ready to create without burning themselves out. I created this specifically for those women who are wanting to work with me, have been wanting to work with me, but haven't been able to take part in like one-on-one coaching because I get it. Sometimes money is funny and change is strange. So I wanted to put it in a sacred container where in a group setting, you still get the opportunity to work with me. And we work around the lunar cycles. So we'll start the year off with full moon sister circles. And during those circles, we'll have energy work. There'll be individual readings. We'll talk about specific topics. Every month will have its own theme of what we will be talking about for that month. So you'll have ritual, you'll have journal prompts, you'll have all the things to help keep you focused through the year on the fire, power, and sovereignty. So you got two ways in how you can be part of this. You can join the circle, which is the collective support. This is the base level, if you will. Nothing wrong with it. It puts you in there. So you're going to be part of it. You'll have all those things that I just named, right? But then there's another level. And this is the alchemist level. This is for the woman who wants to have private sessions with me every month. So you get the thing for the collective as the alchemist, but then you get the benefit of working with me one on one at least once a month in private sessions. And these private sessions can be a Reiki session, a reading, or a coaching session. You get to choose. But you get the access to that every single month. So this isn't for everyone. I don't expect everybody that's hearing this to sign up. I mean, if everybody does, that would make me happy because that means that a lot of women really want to join in this. This isn't the regular run of the mill membership where you join in and you get some stuff, old recycled stuff or whatever. No, we're starting fresh and we're building this together. And the things that I have available now can be part of that journey as well. So if this has stirred up something up in you, I invite you to explore this membership and trust what feels aligned to you. You can go to the link in my bio and take a look at it and decide, is this for you? Is it not for you? If you have questions about it, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you. Yes, starts in February, Goddess Nikki. So that first full moon, now hear me out. We're not going to be on the full moon every month because the way the full moons fall. So we'll be within the energy time because you have 3 days before and 3 days after of a full moon to take advantage of that full moon energy. I know because I studied with Yasmin Bolin of Moonology. So I know about this stuff a little bit. But anyway, this is something that is very near and dear to me. Again, I recognize that not every woman is going to want to do this. But I'm going to say this. Yes, you can have success without having a coach in your life. But you can have more because you have someone that can hold you accountable, someone that is cheerleading you. Then, not to mention the fact that this also gives that community aspect that so many women are stating that they want to have. Now, hear me and hear me well when I say this. One of the things that's very interesting, because this is not the first time I've done this, I love doing memberships, these yearly containers. I love doing them. The only issue I have is please stop saying I want community. I'm looking for community. And then when someone builds it for you, you don't take part of it. Meaning you get into the program and you say you want community, but you don't participate in said community. That's not that's not community. We're trying to break from those things, right? Of individualism. Yes, you're there to work on yourself, but you have success when you lean on people who are all there for a common goal. For a common goal. Community is so key. We have to get out of the individualism. We have to. Because we as a people, and I'm speaking to us as Black women, and I can say that about people of color as well, but right now I'm speaking to my sisters. We traditionally, historically, ancestrally are not individualistic. That's why we feel so depressed and disconnected when we start going off being lonesome doves, lone wolves, and everything else. That's why we feel so disconnected. That's why we feel like nothing's working. That's why we feel so alone and isolated. Just to go into my church days, that's a trick of the enemy. We not gonna do that. That's something that was stolen from us. And we have to remember and find our way back to the community aspect. And does that mean that every single person in that community, you're going to love them and be like hands across America and all that? No, it don't mean that at all. But like I said, in this sacred container that I have built, these are all women who are Black women, women of color, who want to be in that space, who want that extra guidance, who need and understand the importance of community, the understand the importance of having a guide who has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and is growing too in that space. But I'm there to help guide you because I want you to remember who you are, to walk in who you were created to be. I want to see you thrive and not just survive because so many of us are living in that survival mode. And I want to, that's a generational ancestral thing. I want to help you break because we're not going to get to where we're supposed to be until we break all this stuff that was put on us as a people. We have to break free from it. But we have to also understand it's going to take you putting some skin in the game and stepping forth and saying, I am ready for this part of my journey. And then watch God, Creator, Spirit, Source, whatever name you give, begin to open stuff up for you. So I'm done preaching. I'm done preaching, but I want you to give serious consideration to it. Um, Go into the my link in the bio if you're watching this on the Tube of You or the Book of Faces. I believe I put my link tree in the comment, not the comments, the description. But if you have any questions, you can always hit me up, ask me about it. All right. So for my YouTube folk and Book of Faces, I bid you adieu. TikTok, we're gonna hang out for a little while. All right, y'all.